I'm back and you're right on time. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you how you can live anywhere and create everywhere. If this is our first time meeting, I'm Hugh Lee Johnson. I'm a writer, publisher, and coach. I live in Dominican Republic, Santiago to be exact. I publish a couple of newsletters every week, Venture AIX and the Navigator. I'm a content creator. I created the Trifecta framework, which is a strategy of content creation and marketing. I have 5 decades of business experience. I started when I was 12. I've been married 20 years with my Dominican sweetheart, Andrea. I'm the father of 4, the grandfather of 7, and as crazy as it may seem, the great-grandfather of 1. Okay, I'm going to do a recap of some items that I covered in my last video, the living expenses in particular here in the Dominican Republic. Living expenses here are really dictated by the city you stay in and the neighborhood within that city that you stay in, with your capital, Santo Domingo, and what I call tourist areas, your beach fronts being the most expensive. Apartments can range from $160 up to about $750 for the higher end. Nice homes, they're priced either in just below 100,000 or just over 100,000 in most cases. But on the high end, I've seen houses priced over $1 million in the beach area. Food and groceries, as far as my family of 3, we average about $100 per week, which is about half of what I was paying in the U.S. I stayed in North Carolina, born and raised in Detroit, but I was paying about double of what I pay here. As far as electric service, I pay just under $14 a month. Some cases, I have some family members that are paying in the mid-20s on the electric bill. Usually, if you're paying that amount, you have an AC unit. Beautiful thing about my house, I don't need AC. I've got fans whenever it gets a little hot, but I've got the house built up on a hill where when the breeze blows, it eliminates the need for AC. Dominican Republic, as far as what type of money I would recommend to live a good life, if you have a steady income of $1,500 to $2,500 per month, you can live really good here. I highly recommend having additional money on top of that, just for emergencies or things that are unexpected. Some of the other expenses that I pay here is Wi-Fi service. That's about $24 a month, with high-speed internet being up to mid-40s. Also here, unlike in the U.S. where we have running gas from the city, here they use propane tanks. So I have a miniature propane tank, and I spend about $15 every other month filling that up, which is pretty cool. Like I said earlier, I always recommend having additional cash in addition to whatever your monthly expenses are. As far as money making, like I say, I do content creation, strategic content creation. I've got the weekly newsletters, LinkedIn, and I just added YouTube. Relaunched my old channel here on YouTube. But the tools that I use, I've just got a small stack of tools that I use to kind of help. You don't want to have too many tools, but let's go over the tools that I have in my stack. A foundational tool is the Cloud AI. I use it as a writing assistant, design, but there's multiple things that you could use it for. It's a suite of different capabilities within Claude. Okay, for any products that I sell, I've used both Gumroad as well as StanStore. You can sell digital products. You can sell coaching calls. Next would be your payment processor. The number one, I think, in my opinion, is Stripe. But I also have a Square account, which comes in handy. All right, as far as a platform where I publish my newsletters from, I have the Beehive account for my Venture AIX Money weekly newsletter. I publish that every Tuesday, and I've got Substack for my new newsletter, which is the Navigator, and I publish that particular one every Saturday morning. In addition, I've got the Calendly. That's the tool I use, the platform that I use to schedule my coaching calls. So if you ever set up a coaching call with me, that's the link that you'll be clicking onto to schedule your time. And last on this particular list is Descript, and that's a new tool that I'm starting to use for video creation. I've got a list of 10. I'll include that in a link below this video. That way, if you want a copy of that, you just join a newsletter, and that'll be a free download that's available in the welcome email that you receive from me. Yep, like I said, my motto is live anywhere, create everywhere. And on this here, I'm going to just show you some things that can make it a success. What does it take to be successful at living anywhere and creating everywhere? It does take careful planning. You do not want to just jump and go without, I would say, visit 2 or 3 times before you pick any one place. It was easy for me to pick the Dominican Republic because that's where my wife is from. But I've got connections that are in Far East Asia, and scattered throughout Latin America. I like the Dominican Republic outside of me being married to a Dominican. I like the fact that it's close to the U.S., where I still got family in the U.S. If I need to go back to the U.S., I'm only 2 hours away from Miami. So it's close enough where in emergencies or anything, I can get back to the U.S. really quickly. Having a dedicated coach, that's something that I didn't have when I got started 20 years ago. I've been traveled here to the Dominican Republic the first time back 20 years ago. I did not have a coach. There were no YouTube videos to tell you the do's and the don'ts. So my mistakes that I made, I lost some money. I lost over $30,000 just making mistakes. So I recommend having a dedicated coach to help you plan it out and help you execute it. I'm here to help you if you need that. Another beautiful thing is it doesn't take a fortune. It doesn't take a whole lot of money to make it happen if you decide you want to, in particular, move to the Dominican Republic. You can have a pretty low monthly budget as far as what your current income is, or I recommend is creating, no matter what income you have now, I recommend creating additional income on the internet that's web-based, because that's easy to plan, create, and roll out. with this as a subscriber to this channel and to my email newsletters, I provide free resources for you to download, checklists, cheat sheets that's going to help you out. So make sure you subscribe. And along with that, being a subscriber, you get that ongoing support and guidance from myself. If you haven't done so already, make sure you watch my last video where I go over how I live insanely cheap in the Dominican Republic at 64. Until next time, see you then.